let's get ourselves up to speed with some basic Git commands. This might be a refresher if you're already familiar with Git, but if you're not, let's go ahead and verify that you have Git installed on your machine. I currently have my terminal open, and to verify my installation of Git, I'm going to invoke Git, and I'm going to pass in the -- version option, and this will return the version of Git that is installed on my machine if it's installed. And as you can see, I have Git version 2.33.0 installed. So the first Git command that we should cover is the git init command. And if you don't pass any parameters to the git init command, it will initialize the current directory as a Git repository. So if I were to execute the git init command as it is right now, it would initialize the lambda test folder as a new Git repository. And it makes sense to use git init like that if you have a pre-existing code base that you want to check into version control and initialize as a new Git repository. However, if you didn't have a pre-existing code base that you wanted to initialize as a Git repository, then what you would do is you would pass the desired name of the Git repository that you want to initialize as an argument to the git init command. And that's the option that we're going to use. And let's call our Git repository test-project. Okay, and what this is going to do is it will create a subdirectory under the lambda test directory, and that directory will be called test-project, and that will be our Git repository. So I'm going to go ahead and execute the git init command, and you can see at the bottom here it says initialize empty Git repository, and then it specifies the path of the Git repository. And then directly above that, it gives us an informational message about the name of the default branch in our Git repositories. And it gives us a couple of commands to rename the default branch in our repositories.